INEC expresses concern over court judgments on eve of Bayelsa Kogi Imo polls. Prove your allegations of forgery against Tinubu beyond reasonable doubt, Supreme Court tells Atiku Abubakar. Reps invite CBN Governor Olonimoyo over FX ban lifted on 43 items. And to stories outside Nigeria, RSF accuses Sudan army of bombing French embassy. And official results for first round of elections in Liberia due to be announced. On Politics HQ tonight, we will be discussing the persistent crisis in Ondo State's political circle as the State House of Assembly has resumed the impeachment process of the Deputy Governor, despite reconciliation efforts by the national body of the All Progressives Congress. We also have a one-on-one with one of the governorship candidates in the upcoming Kogi State governorship elections. Please stay with us because Politics HQ starts now. You're welcome. The Ondo State House of Assembly has resumed, believe it or not, the impeachment process for the deputy governor of that state, Lucky Aiyedatiwa, following his political struggles against the governor of that state, Rotimi Akeredolu. The state's legislature has demanded a panel to be set up by the Chief Justice of the state to expedite the process, which has caused contention amongst political analysts and enthusiasts in the country. Now, while the deputy governor insists he has always stood by his principal, the governor of the state, and has always remained loyal to him, the governor and his political supporters have insisted that the deputy governor was found culpable of gross misconduct. This is despite the fact that the panel of inquiry has not yet even been constituted. Well, joining us to discuss this, we have back on the program Henry Olonimoyo. He's a political analyst. He joins us from the center of attraction, Akure, the capital of Ondo State. Henry, good to have you back.
Good evening, Mr. Kofi. Good evening, Nigerians.
We thought the worst had been seen of this fracas or this impasse with the intervention of the national chairman of the All Progressives Congress. But here we are. What, in your opinion, is the significance of this move by the Ondo State House of Assembly to remove the deputy governor from office? Do you see this as something related to the upcoming governorship election in the state?
Yes, thank you very much. Initially, we thought that the matter would head towards the matter of peace and settlement. By the time we heard that the national chairman of the APC had decided to wade into the matter, I felt that that means that all the warring parties will sheath their swords and they will toe the path of peace, and whatever negotiations, at least they are all members of the same political party. But it appears as if whatever moves that has been made by the national chairman probably have been fruitless and effortless, and probably that is why now we are now hearing that the State Assembly has decided to resume it. And I said it from the very beginning, from the first day, that this is definitely politics, and this has quite a lot to do with the governorship election of Ondo State that's coming up in November. INEC has rolled it out and said by next year, November, election be coming. And it's increasingly becoming very clear that the embattled deputy governor probably, most likely, has an interest to succeed his boss. And it appears that some people in the camp of the governor or some political camps in the state do not want that to be so. And that is why we're having this saga dragging.
Harry, the process to remove the deputy governor was initially suspended, like we all aware, we discussed last time, on the order of the Federal High Court in Abuja. The Chief Justice of the state rightly, therefore, declined setting up a probe panel, despite the desire or against the desire of the State House of Assembly. Do you agree now, looking at this letter written to the Chief Justice of Ondo State by the Ondo State House of Assembly, do you agree with what the House of Assembly is saying to the Chief Judge, that the interim injunction of the Federal High Court, which restrained further action in this impeachment process, has expired?
Well, I'm not a lawyer, but I also know that in law you cannot get to interpret the law by yourself. They have written a letter to the Chief Judge of the state saying that the ex parte order has expired, and that and they cited some section of the law that has probably given them the green light to resume the process. And I think whatever letter they have written to the Chief Judge of the state will await the reply of the Chief Judge, and where my Lord Justice wants to stand on concerning the matter about resuming the impeachment process of the deputy governor. You will also not forget that what they want, the stage of the impeachment that they are right now, is where the Chief Justice of the state will constitute a 7-man panel. These are the people that are not affiliated to any political party and are not in the civil service, or people of impeccable integrity, who will investigate these allegations. And after they have investigated these allegations, they will provide their findings. Of course, the deputy governor also would have the right of to defend himself concerning these allegations. And by the time the panel has prepared his findings, he would bring back this his report to the House of Assembly. And if the deputy governor is indicted by this panel, then the House of Assembly can decide to adopt it. I wouldn't know, maybe by majority, by a simple majority, or by 2/3 of the House of Assembly. And once they adopt it, then the deputy governor stands impeached. But again, you also know that the law also gives the deputy governor the room also to try these matters in the court. If, for instance, the impeachment goes ahead and is finally impeached, he can try the process by which he was impeached in the law court. If, peradventure, throughout the process of trying to impeach him, the House of Assembly omitted something, or they didn't wait for the amount of days, or there was any error, clerical or whatever, he could still take it to court and be reinstated. That is if the impeachment goes ahead. But whether the Chief Justice of the state would decide to give the green light to set up the 7-man panel, it remains to be seen in the coming days.
Quite interesting. Maybe credit must go to the Chief Justice, because he declined, even though the House of Assembly members cited a part of the Constitution which does not allow any court to interfere in the goings on happenings in the House of Assembly. But he said, well, a court order is a court order. If one disagrees with that order based on what the Constitution says about interference in what happens within the chamber of the state legislature, you still need to go and vacate it in the court. But permit me to please kindly quickly read sections of that letter, since you've talked about the laws that you mentioned that the House of Assembly is citing. This is what it says. Quote, I read just a few paragraphs or sentences. It says, the Ondo State House of Assembly had on 3rd October 2023 requested your lordship to constitute a 7-man panel to investigate the allegations of gross misconduct leveled by the House against the Deputy Governor of Ondo State in accordance with Section 1A, subsection 5 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria. It says in a reply, a letter dated October 6, 2023, your lordship acknowledged the quoted Section 188, subsection 10 of the Constitution. But I'm just going to skip to where the law says. So it says, however, from the facts and legal advice at the disposal of the House, the said order has now elapsed and or become extinguished by the operation of the law in view of the clear provisions of Order 26, Rule 10, Sub 2 and 3 of the Federal High Court Civil Procedure Rules 2019, which states as follows. An application to vary or discharge an order ex parte may be made by the party or any person affected within 14 days after service. I can't read the entire thing, but that is what they are citing. Order 26, Rule 10, Sub 2 and 3 of the Federal High Court Civil Procedure Rules. It's quite an interesting spectacle to observe. But Henry, the deputy governor is being accused of showing disloyalty to His Excellency the Governor Rotimi Akeredolu when Mr. Akeredolu, was on medical leave between April this year and last month, September. The deputy governor has consistently denied any wrongdoing. In your opinion, has he, the deputy governor of Ondo State, committed any offense that warrants things getting to this point where his impeachment is imminent?
Yes, thank you. The deputy governor was charged with being the acting governor of the state, I think maybe for less than 2 to 3 months, while the governor was away. I was out of the country on a medical leave. And I wouldn't know what they claim must have transpired during this period. I mean, it took a bit of pressure, media pressure, and clamor before the deputy governor was allowed to operate as the acting governor. And even when he was made the acting governor, there were rumors that the state cabinet, the state executive council, it wasn't fully in control of the state executive council. That there were people in that council who probably also had political intentions. And you know this, if we have 1 or 2 other persons in the state executive council who also has political intentions, to run for governorship next year, you know that they will see him as a direct rival, a direct opponent, and you know, now that he had barely been acting governor, some things happened. The House of Assembly had a law which was creating more LCDs, about 30-something LCDs in Ondo State. That law was waiting for the assent of the governor, and they didn't allow the acting governor to.
Harry, are you there, please? All right, Harry, if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you. Okay,
yes, go on. We're enjoying the story we're telling. Yes.
Yes. So as soon as the governor arrived from his trip, from the medical leave, the House of Assembly took the law all the way to Ibadan for the governor to ask to put an assent to it, and that immediately sent signals that there are people in the camp of the governor who clearly do not want the deputy governor to be in office. And from there, it has been this battle of impeachment all round. And I still cannot tell what misconduct they have accused him of, or what misconduct he has been involved in just within 2 or 3 months that he was allowed to be at the helm of affairs. Again, I'm also very, very worried at this time that governance is suffering in Ondo State. I know that there was a Federal Executive Council meeting held earlier last week, and I'm not sure anybody represented Ondo State at that Federal Executive Council meetings. I also know that there are many things that Ondo State should be able to represented within, where the governor of the state should be represented within and outside the state. And I'm not sure, with the current situation going on, I'm not sure that the state is properly represented when you look at the back and forth about this impeachment trial. And I hope that common sense prevails in all of these things. And that, again, a very curious part of this matter is that we have not had the governor speak concerning this matter. All that we have gotten from the governor is media aides writing out texts, press releases about what the governor has said. But we are yet to hear the governor speak. And that's very unusual of the governor. Mr. Governor is very outspoken. Being a senior advocate of Nigeria, is one who speaks fearlessly, bluntly. But since he has arrived from his medical leave, we have not heard that from him. And for us, that has put quite a lot of people in those states in a bit of doubt and wondering who exactly wants the deputy governor out of office. What and to what end?
Please. Yeah, Henry, are you able to hear me, please?
Yes, I can hear you very clearly.
Okay, thank you very much. I was trying to interject at some point, but it seems you were not hearing me. So it could be argued, that it is Mr. Akeredolu who should be facing impeachment proceedings in accordance with Section 188, subsection 2F of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, 1999, as amended, as he has not been seen in public in Ondo State since returning to Nigeria in September. I don't even know if he has stepped foot in Ondo State yet. What do you say to that?
Yes, from all indications, since he came back from the medical leave, the people of Ondo State were happy that he came back. There was excitement and the eagerness to see the governor has been away for quite a while. And but for us, we have not seen him. We have not had him speak. Even on the Independence Day, as customary of state governors, to give a speech, we have not had any speech from him. Even if it's a recorded speech and not a live one, we have not had any of this from the governor. And that is why members of the opposition party, like the People's Democratic Party, even tried to stage a protest in the state about over a week ago now, which they were not allowed to do so. Again, I also heard that about today, some coalition of media people wanted to hold a public communique today concerning the state of governance in the state at the end.
So Harry, where is Rotimi Akeredolu?
It's in Ibadan. It's in Ibadan. From what we have been told by his media aides.
What is he doing there? Is he on a retreat? Is he resting? Is he what's he doing in Ibadan?
Of course, you will know that Ibadan has been more of another home for Mr. Governor. I get that is where he started his law practice and he has been operating his law chambers, and he also has an accommodation there where he stays. So I think and I believe that is where he is. If the information we are getting from his media is anything to believe in, so he's in Ibadan. And for us, we are worried. Why is the governor in Ibadan? Why can't he come to Ondo State to have his
So Henry, if that is the case, who is in charge of the day-to-day governance of Ondo State?
Yes, that is actually the crux of the matter. That's the question that should be getting answered now, rather than the impeachment trial of the deputy governor. Question is, who is in charge of the day-to-day running of the state? If the governor is not on ground, one will expect that the deputy governor should be acting for the governor. But we are not seeing this. We are not getting this. It appears right now that the state is somehow rudderless, and we hope that this does not continue for long. We hope that there is an end in sight on this matter. And of course, the PDP has said that that the governor should be himself be facing an impeachment trial. Right?
But I asked you the question: do you agree with that view that the governor should be the one on an impeachment trial, like you said?
Oh yes. If I would not say I agree, because what the law says is that for that to happen, the governor must be seen to be incapacitated. And that has not been proved yet. No medical expert has been tasked with proving that. What we get is that the governor is alive and well and is present. Even in fact today, I don't know if you have come across that, there was pictures. There were pictures and
Henry, I was very okay. Can you hear me, please?
The governor of Ogun State, and the governor of Oyo State, and even Ekiti State paid a visit to him. We saw it. We don't know whether that happened today, but the press release has also come out to that effect. So for somebody who is holding meetings with other governors, we cannot say that he's incapacitated and he cannot do his job. So therefore, I will not align with an impeachment.
Okay, but I'm not talking about impeachment. The question I'm asking is if the procedure should be initiated, because of course the Attorney General has to consider probe panel to probe. You know, that's what I'm asking. If you think that should be carried out, because if you look at section 188, I think, of the Constitution, it talks about being physically fit. Yes, you talked about incapacitation. So, I mean, should that process be carried out to find out if it's okay to govern?
Yeah, if you consider the present political configuration of the State House Assembly, I don't think that will ever happen.
Should it? Should it is what I'm asking, Harry. Should it happen?
Yes.
Should it happen?
Should it happen? It should. In Senate claims, it should. It should, because we have not had the governor speak to the people, and there is no acting governor on ground, and he's not in the state. It should. I mean, the questions should have been asked. But you know, we're in this country when the former president, the late president of Nigeria was away for months, and until some prayer groups and civil organizations had to introduce the doctrine of necessity, you know, that did not happen. So if that happened at the federal level for the seat of number one seat in the land, why are we surprised that it's happening at the state level? I'm not surprised.
All right. All right. Well, we will leave it at that. Henry, thank you very much for your time. For now, the question remains, or the questions remain, where is Governor Rotimi Akeredolu? I think that is a conversation that is even more important than the Deputy Governor's impeachment procedures, and also importantly, who is in charge of the day-to-day governance in Ondo State. Those are the questions that are begging for answers. Henry, thank you very much for your time.
Thank you for inviting.